Go ahead and give it up. Go ahead and give it up, man. Bow your head, bow your heads, bow your heads, bow your heads. We have come here today to celebrate. We've come here to celebrate. Cause the Grifters, man, the Grifters, they finally about to be up out of here. Come on, we're done with this. We're done with this. We complained an entire year. About these Grifters, you know? And yeah, it's a great day. It's a great day. Let's look at these scores real quick. And you tell me. You tell me, chat. Woo. Feeling in my spirit. Assassin's Creed Shadows reviews. This doesn't look like a flop to me. This does not look like a flop to me. We got 10s. We got 9.5. We got a 9, a 9, a 9, a 9, a 9, an 8, an 8, an 8, 7.5, 7, 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5. Metacritic score is an 83. Ubisoft, I have been very, very critical of you all of 2024, and that will continue to happen. But the one thing that I've consistently said is I want this game to succeed. Amen. Amen. God is good all the time. Whew. The Grifters really tried. They really tried all of 2024. But God had other plans. Yes, Lord. God said, I shall smite thee who thou not play any games. I shall smite thee who thou not play any games. Okay? All right, that is the word. Dang. Thou shalt hold thy tongue the next time they want to spread information on the internet. Thou shalt smite thy tongue next time you want to spread misinformation on the internet. Okay? Woo! Hit me with it. Love that. All right, man. You see what Rose is possible. We'll take a look at that in a moment. Number one incel. You know, he's still trying his best to fight the good fight, but it's not working. Because the real gamers, have prevailed. We have prevailed today. Can I get an amen? Grifters are upset. I would be upset myself, you know. Going an entire year on this entire campaign to ultimately have the game do well among the critics, okay? Game is 2 days away from official release. We'll see what those numbers are looking like as far as sales, but it's not looking good for the Grifters. Okay? Now, nobody's saying this game is perfect, okay? Because nothing is perfect. The Lord did not make anyone perfect, okay? Anyone or anything perfect. But what God did do, make sure that the Grifters cannot win. The evil spirits running rampant through the internet all 2024, talking about DEI this, DEI that. DEI this, whoop. Can't say that in the church. But DEI this, whoop. DEI these, whoop. Y'all know what I'm about to say. Okay? Y'all know what I'm about to say. Is Ubisoft back? I don't know. Yeah, time will tell. But as I said before, they needed this W. Amen. All right. Let's get back to it. But I had to take y'all to church for a moment because it's a lovely day. Shout out to the Sly Crow. for the follow. Thank you, thank you. All right. Let's get to this other news, which I don't know how I keep doing this. I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to go viral. I'm not trying to start up a whole conversation because unfortunately, a lot of people on the internet, especially on Twitter/X, are idiots. And I really need to stop engaging with people who just have no following, who don't show themselves, who just, I don't know, got some other stuff going on, some questionable things going on with your profile. But I want to read this article real quick, and then we'll get into some of the conversations that I got into. Because I don't want to say arguments, some of the conversations that I got into on X for the past couple of days. So, it all started with this article here, and we still do not know if this is fully true, but let me go ahead and read it. This article says Ubisoft is ready to sue players for harassing Assassin's Creed Shadows developers. Now, this has been something we have been talking about for a while. I totally understand if you are displeased with a video game or said company that makes a video game and some of their practices. I totally understand if you are upset and you are voicing your displeasure to said company, or just, speaking out loud or whatever to your followers or whoever, but just speaking your opinion and making videos and, being critical of said company or said video game or whatever. But what I will never, ever, ever condone is harassment. And we all know what harassment is. And unfortunately, people are being either just willfully obtuse, ignorant, or they just truly do not know. But the one thing that I've always felt, the gaming community, I don't really feel like other communities do this, but the gaming community is especially very, very bad with this. But if gamers are upset, they will go to the lengths of doxing said community manager, social media manager, whatever developer, whatever your role is, engineer, creative director, whoever they can get their hands on, they will dox those people. They will threaten those people with physical harm, even though 9 times out of 10 they don't do it. But again, you cannot trust anyone on the internet these days, because some people are crazy enough to go through with it if they feel a certain type of way. But they will threaten people with physical harm. They will insult you to the ends of this earth. They will call you every name under the sun. And they will do this constantly at a high clip. We know what harassment is. There is physical harassment in IRL, and then there is online harassment. But all of it ends up being more of the same. That's one thing that I do not condone. Swatting, we do swatting too, especially with the streamer. That was a thing that unfortunately still happens. It doesn't happen as often as it used to, but it still happens. You swat, stalking, IRL stalking was led into, a situation with Valkyrie and Senna. Those things happen. A streamer ended up dying overseas because somebody pulled up on them when they were IRL streaming. So it's crazy out here, man. I understand why people don't want to go outside. The gaming world is very, very weird with this stuff. The gaming community is very unhinged at times. And I never condone that stuff. I never condone that stuff. Again, I believe that anyone can get their issue off. They can get their opinion off without going to the extremes. But unfortunately, just people, especially in the gaming community, they don't know how to talk to people. And when they get frustrated, they just do the unthinkable a lot of times. But they say the unthinkable a lot of times. So back to this article. So it says reportedly the studio has an entire team monitoring Twitter posts and YouTube videos. I believe this is true. And it's not just for Assassin's Creed, and it's not just specific to Ubisoft. I know of companies that will look at Twitter posts, they will look at online posts, they will look at videos, and they will blacklist you. This has happened before. And this is, we made a joke, but I think that this actually did happen to TPH. I'm gonna be honest, because TPH was one of the first people who was in the Ubisoft program, creative program before myself, Siggy, Ace, Ethos, and Nomad got in there. He was one of the first who was in there. And I think over time, maybe they didn't like something that he said, whether in a video or a post or whatever. And I think that they honestly blacklisted him, but I think that they don't tell him. Half the time they don't tell you. They just do it. And then you just shadow ban. So I do think that it actually happened to him. But we do know that this has happened to other people before because they have said that, I think I got blacklisted. So other companies do this too. It's not just specific to Ubisoft, okay? So anyways, uh, so going back to this, so I believe that they're doing this because it's not the first time. So if anyone thinks it's a brand new, it is not. So continue with this article. Assassin's Creed Shadows is undoubtedly one of the most divisive and controversial video games of recent years. It's set to launch in just 3 days, which is very, very close here. And the entire internet, both those looking forward to the game and those critical of what they see so far, is buzzing with anticipation, albeit for different reasons. The game's developer, whose disaster 2024 is widely regarded as the worst year in its history, and its future might depend on the success of its next Assassin's Creed installment, which I've been talking about for a long time, is also gearing up for the release, reportedly enlisting a special team to shield Shadow developers from the imminent wave of criticism by any means necessary, including taking legal action. In an interview with the French media outlet BFM-TV, a Ubisoft employee whose identity remained undisclosed revealed that the company has an anti-online harassment plan prepared for Shadow's release. Reportedly, the company has a dedicated team on standby, monitoring networks such as Twitter, YouTube, and Reddit, and ready to act quickly in case of a targeted attack. So again, they've been seeing what's been going on, especially all of last year. And again, if this is true, it sounds like, again, they are prepared to, be able to act in case like things like, because I could already see when this game comes out, there may be a coordinated attack to downvote the game, especially on Steam. They'll be quick to say that this is a negative game, then start saying DEI this, DEI that. Reddit is a cesspool a lot of times, so it could happen there. It could also happen on X. So those are the main one. And then YouTube, of course, people making multiple videos. So I believe that, if this is true, that, they do have a team that would do that. So it said that they are offering psychological and legal support to employees who may be targeting. Now I've seen that multiple people have been saying, oh, you can't take, you shouldn't be in this industry. You can't take people insulting you, again, and I've said multiple times, and I'll pull up the tweets here in a moment, that I've been arguing with people who just cannot seem to understand the difference between insulting people or giving criticism, constructive criticism, compared to harassment. Those are two totally different things. Shout out to Kid that can be for the 44 months. So people seem to not understand what the difference is between this, just insulting people and harassment. So apparently Ubisoft is so concerned about backlash that it has even advised developers not to post on social media that they work at Ubisoft to avoid harassment. As I mentioned before, gamers will find you. They'll look at your profile, they'll look at your LinkedIn, they will find out if you worked with said company or if you worked on said game, and they will dox you. They will DM you, find a way to message you, or tweet you, do whatever on whatever social media that you have, and they will call you names, they will threaten you. We've seen some pretty nasty private messages and public messages from some of these employees. Perhaps the most surprising detail, however, is employees claim that lawyers are already prepared to file complaints in the event of confirmed harassment situations, and it's often the case with statements like this. The wording raises questions about what Ubisoft actually considers to be harassment. Now, this is, again, what could be considered the gray area, but I think that any logical human being would have a general idea of what harassment is. Now, if they were like, hey, you just insulted me, and then that's one thing. But as we've seen, especially in the year 2024, there have been a lot of nasty tweets, that have been a lot of nasty videos that have come out that have been directly attacking Ubisoft and its employees. There's no doubt about that. The evidence is there. It's not like Ubisoft or myself are just making this up. We've seen it. It's gotten so out of touch with what the video game actually is, specifically talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows, that, again, we started to question on this side, on the more logical side of the gaming community, why y'all are so upset. And they did not want to admit it, and they still won't admit it, but they were upset because there was a black person in a Japanese video game. You know, it really is as simple as that, but it's gone far beyond that. Again, the Japanese community started finding things left and right in some of the trailers, started, you know, pushing those agendas of people who play like super early access, saying, hey, you can destroy these shrines, you can kill people around these shrines, you can kill innocent civilians. And I'm like, really? Like, it's just been so many things that have been surrounding this video game that, yes, if some people, because we have seen some people literally rise up in the ranks and become notable figures in the anti woke community, that yes, they could be singled out and targeted in potential lawsuits, because we know who you are. Grums is one, Smash TV is another one. Those are like the main two people. How in all this time, all this period, 2024, it was like almost difficult, especially if you're in the gaming community, to not see one of those Twitter pages or a video from one of them talking about whatever. You know, it's been pretty ridiculous. So he said the Steam forums are worse than Reddit. I can believe that. I can believe that. I sincerely hope you want. What up, though? What up, real? So yeah. So we can pinpoint, you know, who the main offenders are, you know, and then you know, the alleged bots, the people who were acting like they were Japanese people, they were speaking in or typing in Japanese characters, but weren't actually Japanese. You know, we've seen someone actually got outed and exposed for trying to fake it as a Japanese person. So again, these are the things that I am talking about. I am not talking about you saying, I don't like your video game, or I'm not going to buy your video game, Ubisoft, because it has a black person in it. I'm talking about the extremes of the situation, which is considered harassment. Why do I have to explain myself? Harassment is harassment. And if you are logical, if you are a logical human being, you should not need me to explain to you what harassment means in this situation. That was my main issue, that I'm just like, why are people behaving like this? Why are you all seemingly defending harassment on the internet? Because you would not want that to happen to you. If you owned the company, if you were the CEO of the company, you wouldn't want yourself to get harassed. You would not want your employees to get harassed. That drops morale, and it can become a dangerous situation, especially again if you get doxxed, if you get threatened with bodily harm, physical bodily harm, and someone actually catches you outside, recognizes you, and decides to do a Luigi Mangione situation. You know, like, who knows? Who knows? We don't know what people are capable of. People are capable of anything. So, like I said, I take this up very seriously. I take this up very seriously. So to continue here, while any reasonable person agrees that threats of violence and similar behavior are unacceptable and should be dealt with accordingly, it's clear that some are worried Ubisoft might also classify harmless online trolling and criticism of Assassin's Creed Shadows and its creators as harassment, and use the lawyers as an intimidation tactic. Now, this part, again, I do agree with, but I feel like, again, Ubisoft will have more of a case to sue, you know, the more prominent individuals that have been pushing the agendas, rather than it be the other way around, and those people are like, oh, you're censoring me because I'm being critical of you, you know, hiding behind the word censored. Again, nobody in America knows what true censorship is. Go to China, you understand what censorship is. Go to North Korea, if they even let you in, you'll understand what true censorship is. America is very, very privileged that we do not have to face the same kind of censorship that other countries and continents do. Come on now, stop it. We know better. But I do agree that in a general sense, yeah, you know, Ubisoft could be using this as an intimidation tactic. But like I said, I think they have way more of a case than any one of the individuals who they could potentially be targeting would have. So to continue here, which would be equally unacceptable. It's important to note that as of now, the existence of the team is based solely on a single anonymous source and is not be officially confirmed or denied by Ubisoft. So again, I want to reiterate that while this has not been confirmed, this anonymous source who apparently works for Ubisoft is saying that there is a team that is ready to tackle these people, these bad actors who have been constantly harassing them for almost a year now. So that's that. That's that, right? Okay. So Then I said this, right? And this was, caused a couple people to say something. I said to everyone in the comments who either don't understand or being ignorant, you all know what actual harassment looks like. Going to the extremes of wanting the dev team docs, wishing harm against them, etc., is all what this falls under. I was like, we've seen this a lot. So, this person here said, if that's what they're talking about, then why spend money on lawyers? Call the cops. Now, I don't know if you all fully understand, because I can't fully I'm not a lawyer or I'm not a cop, but I believe from general knowledge here, I said the last time I checked, online harassment to the degree that certain individuals have gone to doesn't fall under the jurisdictions of a cop. I'm like, what are you going to do? But you can't, I don't think there's such a thing as an online dang, now I can't think of the word. Jesus Christ. That I'm getting to it. I'm like, can't think of the freaking word. Restraining order. Jesus. There is no such thing as an online restraining order. So what are you going to do if someone is constantly tweeting you something? I was like, you need to use the tools that are there. I don't think you can call the cops and be like, hey, someone has been harassing me on the internet, and they can really do something about it. Sometimes you can go to the links of, again, if they're threatening bodily harm, then yeah, they can investigate, said person. But I'm like, we're talking about an entire organization versus you speaking about one particular person, like a one-on-one situation. This is a bunch of people who are expressing their displeasure, and some people who are more prominent going to the extremes of making consistent videos and tweets versus, again, a one-on-one situation. Okay, so I was like, I don't think there's such a thing as an online restraining order. I was like, when you get to a point where you are insulting someone on a daily basis, when you are constantly spreading misinformation about someone, yes, those are means to sue. I was like, let's take the most recent example. Cardi B. Cardi B sued Tasha K, and she won. She sued her because she spread misinformation about her having the disease, a sexually transmitted disease. Okay, some people take their brand very, very seriously. So in this particular case, yes, Ubisoft could be like, hey, the community manager, whoever runs the official Ubisoft or Assassin's Creed page, yes, you may not know who they are because they're tweeting through their official pages, but they could be like, hey, this person found out who I was, they doxed me, and now they are constantly messaging me, these hurtful things. So that could be a mean for Ubisoft to be like, hey, this person here has a lot of followers. This person here has been constantly sending messages. This person here has been constantly doing YouTube videos talking about us in a manner in which we deem as harassment. And yes, you do have the grounds to sue, because at that point it also becomes defamation. So the cops aren't going to do anything at this point. It needs to be taken up higher. And honestly, I hope that this is true, and I hope that it does happen, because at the end of the day, when one person who's very prominent gets sued, then it's going to send a shockwave throughout the gaming industry. And I feel like people do need to be taught a lesson, that they just can't say whatever the hell that they want. People think that they can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want until you deal with the consequences. Okay, you can say whatever you want until you deal with the consequences. So say what you want on X. You can get suspended, you get banned. Kanye been banned a million times. You keep coming back saying whatever you want, but that man got banned before. People get banned on YouTube all the time. Again, you're on other people's platforms. And you don't like being censored, and the woke people are coming at you to make your own platform, or just don't say anything at all. Unfortunately, all of these platforms have rules, and we have to abide by them in some form or fashion. That it is what it is. I'm tired of people hiding behind this whole, oh, I'm being targeted. Oh, what did I say? What I said wasn't bad. This person said this. And why did they not catch a suspension, or they didn't get they got a lesser sentence than I got? Like all that he say, she say crap. Like that's high school stuff. That's high school stuff. You got to deal with it, unfortunately, and if you have something to say about it, then make your own platform, but don't say anything at all. But you got to deal with it. Rules are rules, right? You said check the comments on Spawn Waves 1T. So that's what I said there, right? That's what I said. This person here says, so basically everything you woke leftist clowns. I'm like, here we go. Now we're making it political. Like, what are you talking about? You woke leftist clowns are doing to conservatives right now. I'm like, no, no. I'm like, what? I'm like, we're talking about video game. What? What? What I was like, so I'm just like, bro. I'm like, okay. So that was that one, and then, um, I followed up and said this. I'm getting really tired of people complaining about censorship, but are saying the most outlandish things. I was like, yeah, there are some exceptions or a subjective situation, but we should all have a general idea of what's okay and what's not okay to say slash do. Like some people are now trying to push the boundaries and seeing how far they can go before said platform does something about it. I'm like, do your thing, but don't go crying about it after you face the consequences, especially if you're doing it on purpose. I believe people like Kanye, like Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit, they're doing it on purpose, and they're saying openly, proudly that they're doing it. They're like, oh, I'm tired of getting banned. I'm tired of people censoring me. I'm tired of people being pussies and being soft. So I'm just gonna say the most outlandish stuff and see what y'all are gonna do about it. There are some people who truly feel like that, and like I said, do your thing, but don't go crying when you suffer the consequences. Again, because this is what you wanted to do. So it is what it is, right? If I played WoWs, I've still not played it yet. Still not played it yet. So that's why I said there. And then I followed up with this today. I said, I'm not gonna lie, man. I said the gaming community lacks a lot of brain cells, dog. And like a lot of brain cells. I said the fact that people are arguing and defending harassment as if it's okay because it's a big corporation or you don't like the video game is borderline insane. I said harassment is harassment. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? I've seen a ton of people, especially we're gonna talk about this literally next. But the Drake UMG situation, people are like, oh man, why y'all defending UMG? Y'all defending the man, y'all defending the people that are holding y'all down, and Drake is trying to be the savior. I'm like, it's not about that, bro. It's about what's right and what's wrong. And we'll get into that, but that's what I've said from the beginning. We're talking about what's right and what's wrong, and like I said, I'm not gonna fully defend Ubisoft either because Ubisoft definitely has some faults, but I'm like, I'm also not going to condone harassing an entire company or those individuals who you found and you're hiding behind, oh man, it's a corporation, so I can say whatever I want to them. No, you cannot. That's not how this works. Or you're trying to hide, oh, I can say whatever I want because I don't like the video game. No, that's even worse. Actually, that's even worse for you to say whatever you want. No, you cannot say that you want to kill somebody because you don't like a video game. No, that's not okay. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. That's not how that. No, you cannot dock somebody because you don't like a video game. No, that's not how that works, dude. He says slow will tell you had the game. So instead of playing Animal Rest, yeah, exactly. Like it's dumb. It's really dumb. So so that was that. But well, because and then people just kept saying. And I talked about the scores. I was like, once I saw the scores, I was like, are you crying yet, Grums? And this person said, why? Because the journalists are being paid to give it a high score. I'm like, here we go. I'm like, here's the first excuse. Here's the first excuse. Now y'all are saying because Assassin's Creed Shadows got some good scores that everybody that reviewed the game got paid to do it. I'm like, yep. All right, first excuse. I'm like, where give me some more. Where's some other ones, man? Where's some other ones? So, and then this shout out to Dadbod here who replied to TBH's tweet. This man actually he got the receipts, man. He got the receipts. Ghost of Tsushima, as of today, has an 83 Metacritic score. The game that all of the anti-woke folks and the Japanese community was saying, hey, Ghost of Tsushima and Sucker Punch, this is the real game, the real Japanese game that we've been asking for, and Ubisoft, y'all were too late and y'all disrespecting our culture. Ghost of Tsushima got an 83 on Metacritic. Either we're going to accept these scores or not, but at this point, they're moving the goalposts again and we're not accepting these scores. But Ghost of Tsushima got an 83. And as of the screenshot that they posted, Assassin's Creed Shadows is also right now at an 83 Metacritic score. So either we're going to go off the numbers or not, but we can't just pick and choose when we're going to accept the numbers and use them in our arguments, or we're not going to accept them. So that's very interesting. Right now, Assassin's Creed is at the same level with the critics as Ghost of Tsushima. And I love Ghost of Tsushima. Again, literally no shade towards them in this argument, but it's an interesting comparison. They both right now have the same score. So I was like, oh, okay. It's very, very interesting. So I say quoting this one just in case the second excuse pops up, because they're gonna say that as well. It's like, oh, 83 is a mid score now. So like, are you calling Ghost of Tsushima mid? Because if you're saying 83 is a mid score, you saying Ghost of Tsushima is a mid game, and y'all love that game. I love that game. I can't wait for the next one to come out. So I'm holding my hands up. The ball is in y'all court. You know, all the deniers. The ball is in your court. Is Ghost of Tsushima a mid game or not? Okay. Anyone playing Bleach only trying to play OG? Oh man. And this person here, boy, this person just could not get it. I was like, I think this person is being dense. This person is trying to tell me that we said people allowed to express their discontent with the game. I never said that you couldn't. I never said you couldn't. He said my decision to not buy and play a game because it's not for me, it's not harassment. And I never said it was. I never said that was harassment. That's why I said this person is stupid. And I just outright said, I was like, bro, you dumb. I don't like to call people stupid or dumb, but when I just see it and we're going back and forth and you were intentionally just not understanding the point, or you were demanding that I just speak in detail to you over Twitter, I like, if we're having a one-on-one conversation that's different, yeah, I'll explain myself because I can just say it quickly, but I'm not going to tweet you the whole details of what I meant. I only have 280 characters, bro. I'm like, chill out. I'm like, if you can't read between the wings, man, I don't know what to tell you. But this person was constantly trying to say that I was alluding to it's harassment because someone is expressing their discontent for the game. I said, so you have told me that you understand what harassment is. I'm like, no one said not buying a game is harassment. When someone tweets you, makes videos about you, and spreads misinformation at a high clip, and that is the important part. What up, AB? At a high clip. I'm not saying just making 1 or 2 tweets saying, hey, I don't like this game, F you. Shout out to Corliss with the 78 months. I'm saying if you were doing this like every day at a high clip, if you make YouTube videos every day talking about Ubisoft, which a lot of these grifters did, yeah, that could be seen as harassment. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, that's not being critical about the game. That's not saying you don't want to buy the game because of X, Y, and Z. That is you literally harassing the company. You are harassing the developers because you are finding these imaginary things wrong with the game, and you weren't even going to play it in the first place. That's really the thing. These people weren't even going to play it in the first place. They just hopped on it because it was a topic that was going to get people upset and was going to make them money. Okay, that's why they're called grifters. That's why they are called grifters. They know they don't have other half. So yeah. So I'm just like, bro, I'm like, this is ridiculous. So like, your level of comprehension is in the gutter. I was like, obviously just tweeting and making videos is harassment. It's what's said that makes it harassment. I'm like, if you're going to engage in conversation, at least keep up, bro. And so after this, I'm like, he just kept repeating himself. I'm like, okay, bro. I'm like, you're dumb. I just outright said, I'm like, you're dumb. I'm like, after I explained multiple times, you're still telling me that I am in favor of silencing creators. I am 100% not in favor of just silencing creators. I am a creator myself. What are you talking about? I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm in favor of punishing folks who take this too far past I don't like a video game and start to threaten, insult, and spread misinformation. That's what I am about. It's just like, Jesus Christ, bro. And then Etho said, every single conversation I see JG arguing with people that I'm convinced never learned reading comprehension in school. People on this app really need you to spell out everything very specifically and have no understanding of reading between the lines. This is 100% facts. 100% facts, man. I'm just like, really, dude. And then shout out to Gene. He like, bro, I'm seeing people can't even watch videos and comprehend the most basic facts or whatever is happening, which is true, man. I really feel for the next generation, man. You know, if y'all listen to Gen Zers in here, I'm gonna pray for y'all, bro. And I'm especially pray for Gen Alpha because I think it's gonna be even worse for them. But man, I'm just like, yeah, you know, we have lost the arts, bro. We have lost the art of just reading. reading and understanding and comprehending. It's out the window, bro. All this microwave culture that we're in, bro. It's really to our detriment. It's really to our detriment. We don't even know high vocabulary words anymore. Nobody reads dictionaries. We don't read the what's a thesaurus? What's an encyclopedia? No, everybody just goes to Wikipedia or Google, right? Like we don't have the pure just knowledge bases anymore. So, man, the next generations are cooked, bro. I'm really gonna pray for y'all. I'm really gonna pray for y'all. So yeah, it's a lot, man. So yeah, shout out to Ethos. He summed it up very, 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 very nicely. And then this person here, I'm like, he tried to link me a video, which I watched. I actually caught this video when he made it, but it was a Japanese person who has gotten, he's another one of those who has gotten kind of notoriety because of his tweets, and he made a video called "Dear Ubisoft Defenders," and he was trying to place people in buckets. He was placing people in buckets of like the type of person that you are when it comes to Assassin's Creed. And this person was telling me that that the video was about his video getting deleted because it was getting falsely claimed. And I said, bro, I said, I watched the video already. I said, I don't like the stance. I said, I didn't like his stance because he was again brought up. I remember somebody brought this up before. And again, I don't know if they were about it or not, but in the very beginning of the Ubisoft Assassin's Creed Shadows conversation, and I don't know if y'all remember someone saying this, but someone was like, what if there was an Assassin's Creed game in Africa and a white person was the protagonist? They were like, would you care then? I said, well, one, there was already a Assassin's Creed game in Africa. I was like, and two, I was like, no. I'm like, it's not my story. It's not my story. I was like, we already deal with justification as it is, man. So I was like, no, I wouldn't. And they was like, no, you lying. And I'm like, what? I'm like, how you gonna tell me? I'm like, how you gonna tell me how I feel? I said no. I wouldn't feel no. I was just like, bro. But he brought up the same argument. He was like, what if there was Assassin's Creed? What if there was a video game in Africa and it had a white person? I was like, what's the difference with the Last Samurai? That features. I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, okay. I'm like, everybody brings it up as an example because it is a legit example. I was like, y'all didn't get mad at Tom Cruise, but y'all want to get mad at Yasuke in a video game. What are you talking about, bro? I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, white people been in Africa. They having a situation in South Africa right now that I've been reading up on. I was like, the natives of South Africa trying to get the white folks up out of there. So Assassin's Creed South Africa, what up, man? So I'm just like, bro. So he brought up that argument. I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah. I'm like, this video's cooked. And so this person, he was like, what stance? Is both getting falsely claimed for pointing out mistakes in the promotional material in the game. Other studios would say, damn, we messed up. I like, see, now I'm about to expose you. I said, I'm about to expose you now. I'm like, he only talked about the false copyright claims in like the first couple minutes of the video, but that was not what the video was about. I'm like, that's not what the video was about. I was like, did you watch the video? I was like, or did you just skim through it? Because clearly he just skimmed through it. And then he was like, oh, he was like, my bad. I didn't watch the video in a while. So I'm like, why did you link it to me? Why you link the video to me if you haven't even watched it in a while and it's not even fresh in your mind? If I was like, man, people need to stop talking to me, bro. People really need to stop talking to me. If you ain't just coming with the facts and you trying to have an actual conversation, then I don't even know why you tweeting me for. Cause like I said, I don't back down from this shit, bro. I will cook anybody on this damn platform. I'll cook them all, bro. Flambam. So like, don't play with me. Like, show my other replies. Oh, there you go. Nah, nope. I'm not linking your other replies. Shout out to you for coming through. But I'm not linking your other replies because you came to me in bad faith. You didn't even know what the video was about. You didn't even know what the video was about. It wasn't in your mind. It wasn't in your mind. You see, you ain't cooking me though. Here go no bad. I was like, I don't need to show your other replies because your other replies were, first of all, after the fact. They were after the fact. And second of all, you were saying it like I didn't know those things already. I already know about this stuff. I have been talking about this video game for an entire year. I have been talking about the game for an entire year. So I know mostly everything that the people have been complaining about in this video game. So I didn't need for you. That's why I said, I don't know why you were tweeting me all of that, because I don't care at this point. All right. I said that. I said, I don't care. I was like, you tweeting me all this like you're trying to persuade me. I was like, the game is already out. None of this stuff even matters anymore. The game is out. I'm about to play it in a moment. So I was like, respectfully, I don't give a fuck. I was like, we're past that point. I don't care about any of this crying, any of the nitpicking. I don't care about any of it. The game is out. So whatever. Like, shout out to you, but I didn't need to hear that. You wasted your time trying to preach to me. I don't care about none of that stuff anymore. I know about all of it, and I still don't care. Okay, so that's that. Moving on. So that's where we're at with that, man. Like I said, the time has come. I'm about to play the game in a moment. We got one more topic to go through, and then we're gonna hop on the game. But the reviews are out. People have already expressed their opinions. Everybody else gets playing in 2 more days. So it's nothing anybody could do or say now that's going to change my mind. You know, nothing anybody could say or do that could change my mind. It's over at this point. So give it up. I don't care about any videos in the past. I don't care about any videos that are made now. Like you're done. Like, all the grifters are done. You know, you don't want to buy the game. You don't want to play it. Cool. At this point, just stop talking about it, because everybody else is. And the real critics, the people who actually play games, they have said their piece. They have said their piece, and that's that. Either you're going to accept the numbers, and you're going to accept the fact that at the end of the day, complaining about this shit for an entire year, and the people who actually have been anticipating the game and have been wanting to play it, and who will play it in a couple of days, have already said their piece, and they are excited, and they're going to play it. You're done. You're done. So it's I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. Exactly, Mr. Nobody. Exactly. So like I said, it's cool, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not trying to hear this shit anymore. Respectfully, I don't care. It's over. All right, man.